and welcome to the Book Over, a little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I'm Sarah, and with me is Megan.
Hey.
And today we're talking about Problem Child, which is the first book in the Blue Ivy Prep, right? Series by Heather Long.
One of our favorites.
Of course.
I'm so excited because this kind of is a spinoff of Frankie, but you don't need to have read it.
You don't, because I am not that far into Frankie.
Yeah, you're not at Casey at all, right?
I am not.
Okay, so that's two perspectives for you. I'm the read all of Frankie perspective, and you're the I haven't read the Casey parts perspective.
And so there wasn't really, and I even put this in my review, there weren't really spoilers for me because I knew that it was connected. And so they bring up Frankie and Ian meeting them at one point, but there's no details that ruin any of the storyline for Frankie at all. So I was very appreciative of that, just being like, okay, these are band people and somehow they know Frankie and Ian.
So their girl group, three of them are in a girl group. One doesn't go to school with them, and two following Casey, and then Aubrey, or is it Audrey? I always get those two. Aubrey. So they decide to go to the same school together to like have a normal experience, or at least try to.
Yeah,
but it can
try to. You know,
there's some dudes there that are like, well, a lot of people are either they're like super fans or they are standoffish, mean girls. There's a lot of nice people there too, but there's three like guys that are just like kind of like, why are they being so standoffish? And that's the thing. The thing is, I went into this knowing who they were, and I don't know if I was supposed to know that or not. Like, I don't know how I knew it, but I knew. But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I don't know how I knew.
I mean, obviously, once we met them, and I love the meeting each guy, and like instantly, you know, they're gonna be special to the story.
But did you
and trying to figure out
if they were? Did you think that they were brothers, and did you think that they were gonna be her stepbrothers?
I had a feeling that maybe they lived together or knew each other somehow, just because of how like with the fights. Oh my gosh, what's his name? The one that tutored her.
Jonas.
Jonas.
Is Jonas is the one who tutored her, or
no? No, Jonas is the one that was getting in the fights, right?
Jonas is because yes, there was Jonas because that's my brother's name. And I was like, no, don't name a character Jonas. That's my brother's name. Then there was it starts with an L. I can't say it right. Lachlan.
Oh, I love Lachlan.
Lachlan.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, who's the other one?
Jonas, Lachlan, and I know his name. I know it. Oh my god, why? I know it. Give me the first letter.
I don't know.
I know it. I
Malone. Douchebag. T.A. Malone. T.A. Malone.
What's his first name?
I don't know.
Like, why I'm blanking because Jonas and bugger.
Ramsey?
No. Really? They didn't say his first name much then. That's what it was.
Because it said
that doesn't sound right to me.
Ramsey? This is Mr. Malone, though he will tell you to call him Ramsey. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So I thought that Ramsey, because Ramsey jumped in like when there was the fights in the hall of Jonah. So in the one time of Lachlan, so I was like, they knew each other somehow. So I was thinking that maybe they were like foster brothers, or like they lived in actually that big mansion that they had the Halloween party. I was expecting that to be like their house, but then I was like, no, I know at least Jonah lives in the dorms. So why would you live in the dorms if your house is Jonas? Sorry,
my brother's name.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? So like I couldn't quite piece together. I knew they knew each other, I just couldn't piece together exactly what it is. That's all.
Did you have any suspicion that they were going to be your stepbrothers?
No.
I don't know how I knew this. I knew
I
it. I
don't know.
knew it. I knew it was a stepbrother
I mean,
romance.
as soon as she saw her dad, I knew
knew.
he wasn't there for her.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, and then it was like, oh, it makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense. And what was the glory of it all was like, we go through this whole book, and the character building of KC was amazing, of understanding her life, her mom, her dad, her siblings, what she would do for people, how she would sacrifice stuff, let people think what they want to think. Just everything KC just made me love her so much, because I don't know if I would fully understand her if I didn't get what we were just given. And so it's like another thing of like, you trust in the author, and I trust in Heather so much. She just set up so well. Because like, yes, I love multiple POVs. I love it. But like, it worked so well. Because now after that ending, it's gonna, like, now, because I think she even made a comment. Was it in her live or in the book?
In the book, it said it's gonna. I just know that she said it's gonna be multiple POV in the future.
Yeah. So I'm so excited to get like. I love Lachlan so much. I love him. I think it's because he calls her Ace, but it's more than that because of the green eyes and like
We
the
thought
running.
Logan vibes. Logan
Yes,
from Gilmore.
serious Logan vibes. And I love Logan.
Ninja kisses. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
Yes, I agree. There's something about him. And I knew at that party it had to be him that she was kissing. I just had a feeling.
I didn't see that. I
had a feeling. Because I'm like, because it was like her first, wasn't it her first kiss? And like, she liked it too much. And I'm like, there has to be, I had a feeling. I just had a feeling.
But, oh gosh, now I can't remember the guy's name. He's not important. I don't like him.
I think you're questioning when you read, like, is he going to be in the harem? And then you're like, no, he's creepy. And then you're like, wait, should I think he's creepy?
Something
like, yeah, I should.
No,
and
because
then he's a stalker. She's a stalker. But then there's pictures with him by the stalker. But is
he working with the stalker?
Is he working with the stalker, or is he pretending to take pictures of him and saying that's bad to throw you off the scent that he's a stalker? But would a stalker have that kind of awareness? So I think he's just like a bad dude, and then there's a stalker.
Yeah, I think he's working with somebody.
Do you think they're in cahoots? I don't know if
I don't know if he's in cahoots with the stalker, but I think he's out to do something not nice.
Yeah, or like he just is like likes her, and he's just not a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think I think he's fooling around with other girls. I think he's I think he's doing a lot of things, like, why was he so late to the party? And then he would disappear and come back, or like, it's okay. So I think there's way more going on with him, that he's just not a good guy, and he's just using nice words, and KC's just like wanting that niceness, especially with the other guys, the 3 D-bags, the way they're treating her. I think that they're just making her just cling to that niceness that he now and then shows, but then she's starting to get it. Like, she's like,
but it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I like those. It doesn't feel right, and I'm like, listen to yourself, lady.
Exactly. And I like that there's so many different things going on. I like that we have a stalker romance, like a proper stalker romance, where like I do love a good stalker love interest, don't get me wrong, but I like that we have a proper stalker going on, and it's slowly escalating like it would. Like, and it makes sense. She's a celebrity. So I'm really here for this stalker storyline. I'm so excited to see where it goes, because we've got so many different things. Like, Ovens cooks in the kitchen when it comes like to her mom, who's in a freaking cult, and like she got sucked in with this creepy guy. And can we just talk about, I know who our third character, or our extra character love is. It's
and Johnny Pound.
It's him.
Love him.
It's her ex-boyfriend, or like, who came to Parent Week for her.
And I love him so much. Who would have thought? I would love him so much.
He's the guy.
Just even that letter he sent. At first, I'm like, okay, dude.
With the picture.
Yeah. But then him showing up and stuff was just amazing. I love him. And like, okay, I want to love Dix. Thanks, Heather. But I think Dix is up to something. I'm not sure if he's
What?
fully kosher.
What?
I think he could possibly be the stalker because he keeps getting to her pretty quickly.
Sarah, wow.
But I love Dix. But I'm preparing myself if that is the
He
twist.
was kind of the father figure at first.
But is
But
he? Because
then
at
he
one
got
point I was
away
like,
from
could
her.
he be part of the group because he's kind of flirty?
I was thinking that too. I was like, he's a little flirty because he's something about her ass or something. And I was like, that's a little much for, but I'm like, maybe it's one of those, because Johnny Pound, but would Johnny Pound say that even though he's sending pictures of for
He
his
wouldn't say
mom?
that to her because
Not to
Johnny
her.
Pound actually knows how to leave work at work.
Right? So, but then I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just Heather's sense of humor. Like she's just saying they're like, they're
That's
that
why I
close.
think because he's
But
made
you're literally
comments and stuff
trying
that
to
maybe he's
plant something.
infatuated with her, and he's like, "Oh, she's alone out here. Maybe I can win
Maybe.
her over to me."
But let's think about the fan letters for a minute. The way
Mhm.
the stalker talks, it's like
Mhm.
I don't know. He seems very delusional.
But is
Like
it even a he? It could be a she.
where is she? But they seem like they don't know where she is at first. Because at first in the letter, like, where have you been? Can you send a video? Like seeming like everything she posts to social media is personal. So then I feel like he escalates and finds her and starts making his own videos of her. That's in my mind how it's going. So maybe he is though. Maybe there is something up with them. Like I said, multiples. Maybe he's the guy that the other one's in cahoots with. Maybe that's like his nephew or something. Who knows? It could be
Who
some
knows?
weird
I
thing,
mean,
and they're like
yeah.
scamming, or maybe he's part of the cult. Like, how did she end up going to a cult retreat anyways? Like, she
It
fired the
was her assistant person, but they
that
all
she
looked into
fired.
it though, because even
Yeah.
Aubrey's like, "I'll look into it," and then Yvette, is that how you say her
Mhm.
name?
I
Looked
think
into
so.
it or something. So it's so weird that it actually ended up being that. I don't trust that assistant, her mom's assistant, who she ended up
Right? But
firing
something's
either.
up, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like what if there's an overall plot where many people are connected
Mhm.
and there's
Well,
like
and
a
I'm
huge
sure with like a famous mother, famous father, and you're
Mhm.
famous, I'm
Huh.
sure that there's people out to get everybody or want something from everybody.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah.
And
Ugh.
child stars. That's why I like that it's called problem child because, well, first you think she's going to be like a partier. She's not, but that's what you're supposed to think because that's what everyone thinks. That's what the guys think. Why do the guys have this view of her? Why do they hate her so much? What has her father told them to make them
Exactly.
hate her? Is it
But
what the
I
father?
yeah.
How is the father treating them? Like, what is? Why do they hate her?
Well,
Is it
and
just
they
maybe
obviously probably don't like the father either. It didn't
you would think. And the group chat with the siblings, that's hilarious. There's a group chat for all his one night, like, or well, not like all his
well, who
baby moms.
knows? But yeah. But yeah.
And I'm so concerned about this adoption going through. Like, I'm so scared he's gonna do something to it would mess with the adoption.
Mm.
They're gonna feel so bad when they find out that like she missed school for her sibling having like
Well,
being
I
sick.
can't wait for that. I
And then
was
this
like noting all this and
party
I'm like, "Oh my gosh, one day she's
partying.
going to be like, "Hey, I did this, you a-hole." Like I
You
can't
wanted
wait
that
for
so
them to
much.
find out and be like, "Holy shit, we were so wrong about this."
He's
Like
like,
I
oh, is
just
that
can't
phone
wait.
call so important? It's like, yeah, my sibling has cancer. Like, what?
Yeah, the baby. It's so sad. And but there was a couple of moments which like they were so hot and cold where they're like, "Why are you alone over Christmas break or whatever?" And then like where,
They were worried about her
and
safety.
then when she would like tell them off and they're like they would give her a look like, "Oh, I'm sorry," kind of looks.
Like she wasn't meeting their expectations.
Yeah, but sometimes they're like, "Oh, like I'm thinking of you less than what you really are. Like maybe I'm wrong." Kind of. I
Yeah.
read it sometimes like that, and then they would flip
Mhm.
a switch and all of a sudden be like mean again. I'm like, "What did Dad say?" Or who's saying back then? I'm
Was
like,
it
"But
the
who's
mom?
switching this? Like, what's changing
Yeah.
their mind all of a sudden?" Yeah.
I'm wondering if the parents had a relationship beforehand or something, like maybe the mom's been strung along for years
Well,
with
and they
by this guy or something, and then he blames the daughter. I don't know. There's got to be
well,
something.
they're all different last names, right? And that's why she didn't pick it together.
So maybe the mom is kind of
Maybe she's a little, or maybe they
yeah.
are all well, but then that doesn't adopted when it
No, maybe
maybe
she
it's yeah.
yeah, maybe she just, I mean, she is with a rock star. I mean, that happens, like she's a groupie or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it could she was, chasing Hollywood, and he's not a good guy, so
Yeah. I
I don't
know.
know. But there's so much, and then I liked the relationship. I feel like not as many people liked, T.A. Malone. I liked him. I liked their little back and forth,
I did too.
and
I liked
he,
him
like
supervising this other study sessions too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought that was a cute way to
Mhm.
show that he would cared. He really did care about her grades and saw that, like, they were, making efforts, and then he, like, wanted to kiss her, and then
Yeah.
that was just so funny. And then the music exchange between Jonas
I
and her.
know. I loved that. I really did love that. I thought that was so sweet because they didn't even talk to each other. And then I love how, she didn't show up and the project thing happened and he turned her in or whatever. And then he totally was trying to make up for it, right? By doing the one
Mhm.
thing. And then she was like, no, why didn't you turn me in? I love that. But it's like, hello, guys. Like,
Yeah,
she's not gonna turn you in.
that's not who she is.
Yeah.
So, and that showed them, especially Tia Malone. She was like, now I'm calling him that. It sounds hot. But um that, like, goes to show her character. So
Mhm.
that'll be so interesting to, first of all, read how they thought of her and why they thought of her. And it makes sense. We couldn't This whole book, we couldn't know who they were. Well, somehow I did. I don't know, but I did. So, no, it was still very, I mean, it still was so good, and I still had all these questions, but the whole point of it being in her POV is that made sense for this storyline.
Mhm.
And the answers that we're gonna get, I'm sure not, obviously not all at once and at first,
No.
but
It's 4
it's gonna be
books?
really good. 4 books right now, but if I had to put money on it, I would say Heather's gonna add at least one book.
Ooh.
That's what I would say. That's what I would say.
But 4 books makes me happy because this is her in her junior year.
I
So,
believe,
because yeah,
yes, and
junior year,
and to
senior
be
year, and then, 2 of
honest,
college. That's not
she
bad.
said she said she didn't even know if, I think, Lachlan was gonna be there next year because she didn't know if he was going to the college, and the
Right.
TA was in the college.
Yeah.
And then if Jonas is her age, so that's another thing. They're all like 1 year apart,
Mhm.
or maybe 2. I don't know how old.
I don't know how old, Ramsey is, yeah.
So
I love it.
yeah,
I'm so excited for more. I'm
so
so
fun.
I
And it has a great pace to it, where
it
you,
did.
like you said, you get to know her, you get to know her character, her family situation.
Mhm.
All these little things are set into motion. The little relationships are made between them. It's just it like really sets the scene. You get so invested, and now I can't wait for more. I'm
Yeah,
so excited.
me too.
So, oh,
Yeah,
that's gonna be so good.
so good. Okay.
I'll be happy with just with 4 books, though. I
I would
will
be
be,
happy with 4, but I'm never gonna turn down more.
like, right. Never gonna be. And I feel
Never.
like with Heather, we can just be like, Heather, a little more, just a
You know.
little, little.
You're gonna make so many people mad. Like, so many times on her lives, she's like, "No, no, no, you have to say no to me," and we're like, "No, it's okay, go for it."
I'm not who you call for no. I'm who you
Mhm.
call for yes.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah. Thank you for
okay.
joining me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I hope you enjoyed the book. Looking forward to the next one. Do we know the title of the next one?
Oh, I think it's called Mad Boys. Mad
Sounds
something. It's
That
called
sounds
Mad.
familiar.
I think it's Mad Boys.
Okay.
I don't know. Tell
I'm
me in the
excited.
comments if I'm right.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Either
my
way.
favorite book would be Frankie, y'all. If you haven't read Frankie, read Frankie because you will love it.
I believe that's what I did. I read like a good chunk of Frankie, and then I got more arcs, so I had to stop. But that's definitely
the way to go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on the Book Over. Bye.
Bye.